health and a little wealth and a lot of love.
Which we might delve into another episode. That actually would be a good episode.
Yeah.
If you guys are interested, let us know. Drop us a line. There's a question mark in our website. Ask the question. If you want us to do an episode on that, we will. We will.
It's a vicious cycle too, because a lot of these foods are engineered to be highly palatable and addictive. And so once you start that cycle, it's really hard to break because you're addicted to that ultra processed food.
Right.
And then that's all you want to eat. And it's always higher in calories and inflammatory. And it's not going to improve. Our problem isn't going to improve until we get to more of a bottom up or approach where we deal with the government. We deal with
right. I think there's a lot of lobbyists going on. I think there's a lot of like corn syrup, corn starch, all that. I think it's all played into the hands there, so that way people can make more and more money. So if you're addicted to something, eat more of it. They make more money, right?
You think about physical activity too. The budget cuts with the physical education system, so less PE classes, and we're just sitting down and sedentary all day. And it's starting with our kids. It is. And the school lunches that they provide.
Right. Oh God, don't get me started on school lunch. I don't know about y'all, but we had like this little square pizzas, and there's those little fruit cups. If you look at these things, they have like 80 grams, more sugar than that, and then like Fanta.
Everything now is processed.
More sugar than that, than like Coca-Cola. And that's what they were. I was eating. I was like, yum yum. I can't wait. And then the fried chicken. I love fried chicken.
Italian dunkers. It was never that. Anything.
I've never seen anything healthy. Yeah, for sure.
And that's what we're feeding our children, and it's no wonder that we're running into higher and higher obesity rates every single day.
Exactly. And so you talked about something that was interesting. Is not everyone has access to information. Not everyone has access to certain things. So are there social injustices as it relates to obesity?
Yeah, so I think that's a big issue. And it leads to a lot of downstream problems. We have what we call food deserts and food swamps. And so
I've heard of food desert. I never heard of food swamps. It made you define those.
So food deserts are areas where there is very little access to grocery stores or healthy food. And I think it's a newer term now, but food swamps are considered those areas that are probably also food deserts, but they have ready access to convenience stores and gas stations and the ultra processed food. So not only do they not have access to the healthy foods, they have something at every corner that is going to market and sell them this ultra processed food.
It's funny. We were in Mexico last year, and we went to gas station after gas station, and these gas stations had these high sugar, high everything. I couldn't even find beef jerky. Usually you can find beef jerky at every gas station, but I could not find beef jerky or protein shakes or anything like that. Because I was like, I'm in a foreign country. We're in Tulum, so we're going to be in our bathing suits most of the time. We got some parties to hit up. I don't want to be, looking kind of bloated, You should see some of my friends, Josh Cocker, if you are watching, I'm calling you out. Dude has abs on abs on abs. He's with me on this. Seth Zellner is also real health conscious. But we couldn't find anything. And so, that was a food swamp because they had food, but it was like this high sugary shit.
Yeah. And if you're living from paycheck to paycheck.
Oh, you might have some Zach syndrome there.
And you're just you're trying to feed lots of kids, a large family, then that food is typically cheaper and it's more readily available. And we don't really think about the long-term impacts of. I kind of want to dive into systemic racism because I do feel like it really is a problem with obesity, because if you look at the numbers, if you look at the statistics, people of color, people in Hispanic ethnic groups have higher obesity rates. We see that a lot especially in female African American patients, that the highest rates of obesity.
And diabetes is pretty severe.
And if you adjust that for income and socioeconomic status, that gap narrows and sometimes completely goes away.
With a little health and a little wealth and a lot of love, that's the life that we live. Suits and scrubs.